Hey, yo, what's up? You know what it is. It's the one and the only Professor L live in the LAB, live on Team G.O.D TV. I'd like to welcome you guys back to another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks On. And yo, come on, get in here. Y'all know what time it is. Class is about to begin. Get them lab coats. Make sure they nice and spiffy, please. Please make sure you nice and sterile. And do not touch anything in this room. These experiments are very important. We sitting up here trying to calculate how L's getting taken, because that's what we do live on the LAB. Come on, y'all know this now. Get in your seats, because, yo, we got a doozy for you. Uchu, Sentai, Kyuranger, Space.37. Lucky seen again with his father. Well, the episode name is a misnomer because, well, Lucky Daddy dead, like, for real. Like, the whole episode was this build-up to the end you knew was coming, but it was depending on how you wish the end was to come. Lucky's king of the planet now, because they foreshadowed this, like, forever. And by forever, I mean the last episode. Like, you knew this was gonna happen, but how it is that we got here is very important, because we get one very special question answered that I have been waiting this whole series to get answered. Who was it that did the drive-by on Lucky them house and threw in all the Molotov cocktails way back when? The answer, Kyuranger. That's the answer you were looking for. Kyuranger took responsibility for murking Lucky's mama, daddy, whoever else was in that palace at the time the Molotov cocktails get thrown. So technically, Lucky has gotten revenge for his family twice. You got revenge not knowing you was getting it, because it was just every day, let's just put in some work. No, wait, that's 3 times. Murked them once in the past, murked them twice in the present. 3 times getting murdered. The triple. The trip, they should call that something. The triple murk daddy. It's less like a trick in Tony Hawk or something. The triple murk daddy. That's what Lucky did. You murked somebody 3 times for murking your people. Congratulations. You are now the king of all these Leo people. But we already knew it was gonna happen. But I just wanna say this though. There were so many ways the show could have gone about Lucky ascending to being king. It's like, the way they was talking, the way that it legitimately seemed before we learned what the underhanded trick from the monster of the day was that I kind of honestly thought that, even given what it was, that we was gonna find Lucky Daddy and stuff in a basement somewhere, like hemmed up with like gray hair and like a big long ass beard or something. Like, somebody help me, dog. I ain't had a sandwich in like 3 weeks or something like that. Nah, he just dead. Just dead. And as I have to say this, because I am analyzing this, is that Lucky's daddy and mama needed to be dead for character development. That ain't the first time death has been used in character development in a TV show, and it won't be the last. But now Lucky having this new responsibility, because not only is you allegedly this main super savior of the universe, you the leader of the team of saviors, then you sit up here and you get thrust the whole history of your whole planet on you, your whole system. And then now you the king of said planet, because you know you done all this. It's a Megazord that scream out like your great granddaddy. I'm like, it's a lot for someone to take in, but it's Lucky. So I'm like, come on, let's really think about Lucky the character for a second, right? I'm like, it's been 37 episodes, right? We done seen his character growth. We done seen you come from this sparky little upstart of, I'm accidentally the leader of this Kyuranger squad, to everything you'd have been through, the ups, the downs, the Roman Reigns level push when you sit up here and make 120,000 clones of yourself and shoot somebody with a laser beam to instantly murk them. We could go on and on, but we won't. But that just sticks out to me. And y'all know I mentioned that scene way too much, because that was Lucky overkill for me. And it's always the scene that I go back to, an example of how important Lucky is to this show, because of how much they're willing to put this character over. But it is indeed what it is when it comes to that, because he's your red, right? But I don't really remember for real, like, the last time a red has got like this much shine. If that, it makes sense for your leader, your crew to get the shine, but it's been a couple of reds since, I want to say, King. Yeah, that's where I want to go with that. Because, see, King was that dude from the jump. Like, King was that dude, and it got to a point to where I don't want to use this word, but I need to use it when it comes to my boy King. The rest of his squad, they followed his lead, subjugated to him. As soon as he showed up on the scene, they always believed in him. He always believed in himself, and he always sat up here and hit you with that dance and then murked your ass, because that's what King did. I really honestly think King is the last red who really got some straight obliterating level shine. Blind your eyes. You need some glasses to see through this eclipse, my dude. Like, Lucky is getting pushed over just like that as the red of this show. But the thing is, when I think about it like that, even with Lucky getting this major push, is that the rest of his squad then all got character moments. Like, and I don't mean character moments, I mean really big, important character moments. And we still have another, maybe what, I want to say another quarter, another third of this show to go. And we not done with character moments. We still got the Ibo squad stuff that we still need to deal with. We need to break through this barrier, and that was another thing in this episode, that boy Balance putting in that wizard, cooking that chronic. Like, yo, we need these 4 Q-timers, and once we get them, we can break through the shell. Break the shell. See, I want to go play some Barrier War 2, but anyway. So, again, like I say, is that I really wanted, because I knew that this was going to be a short episode, and I knew I needed to fill it with some important analysis, and I really think that the analysis was sitting up here taking a look for real at Lucky as a red, and how far he's come, and how they was willing to kill his own parent for some character development. But see, when I think about it like that, just to get back to the point is that there were other ways you could have done that. They could have found his daddy, and his daddy been like, yo, I was too weak to be the king. You the man now, wear the crown. You can do that. And speaking of the crown, I'm like, the Q-timer usage in this episode was extra ignorant, right? It's 3 Q-timers to make it rain on a nigga? For real? Swear to God. For real? 3 Q-timers make it rain on a nigga. And I'm just sitting up here like, help me? Like, nah, bro. Y'all got a Q-timer that make a crown up out of thin air? You got that boy Stinger putting in work, Birdman, like, yo, I got a commission. Yo, he went on his Tumblr, was like, yo, I want you to make me a cosplay costume for my boy Lucky, because what my name is, Birdman, and Uncle Stinger cooking up the sew work. And I'm just like, for real? I wonder if he gonna walk around the rest of the series wearing that. Probably not. Probably not. I really think that's something you'll see him in again when the episode is all over and they give you a recap of what's happening with everybody. Like, yo, I'm still the king of this planet. I'm like, yo, them breezes was going nuts for my boy Lucky. Boy, they sitting up here like, they gonna throw the cooch at him. They gonna throw it at him. Underhanded pitch, like, here, have this. And I'm just like, only I can prevent forest fires. Because, my God. I'm like, yo, let's be for real, though. Is that when I think about the episode as a whole, it's like, yo, it was really like the continuation to Space 36 and just putting the end cap on all this. Because this wasn't something you could drag out for 2 or 3 episodes. Is that the question I got, is Kyuranger really dead? Like, for real. Like, for real. Like, for real. Like, is he dead? Because I'm like, again, just to say this again, Lucky done put the murker on his fool 3 times. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. They really gonna bring this fool back again? Maybe. It's like, if nothing else, you'll get another one of them key episodes where it's like, yo, before it all ends, we got this clip show that technically in the clip show, you finna fight all your old enemies again, dump on these fools real quick. If nothing else, that's what you gonna get, because Kyuranger is the type of show that'll do that. Kyuranger, I'm like, you can take me on the bet if you want. Take me on the bet. Before this is over, we're going to get one of those half clip shows. I'm like, the last clip show that we had was pretty damn good because it introduced the Dark Matter Rangers, and I was like, yes, do that. Do more of that, because I just thought that was an interesting way to handle a clip show. And it's been like a while for real since I've legitimately enjoyed a Sentai clip show, because a lot of them don't have a lot of substance, and they just there to resell toys, let you know what's been happening so far. But I really like that one. I'm like, again, but my thoughts of what a clip show could be are pretty damn high. The Ember Island Players is the best clip show in all of TV history. And if you don't know what that is, that's in book 4 of Avatar. The original Avatar, not Kurosami Avatar, Avatar Aang Avatar. Still, in my opinion, the best clip show in all of television history. Because it technically wasn't a clip show, but it was. And it was done in a way that not only, if you jumped into the episode, you could kind of understand the main idea, but for people who watch the show, it was something funny to sit up here and reflect on everything that crew has been through. I don't know how we got there, but I figured, you guys should know, like, where my gold standard of clip shows are. A clip show that's not a clip show, but a clip show. I apologize, because it wasn't really a lot here to talk about. Like, if you want me to give you like a brief synopsis of what happened, here what happened. Hey, yo, Lucky, cuz your daddy traded all us and sold out sold out to the NWO. I mean, Dark Matter, sorry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you should go do something about that. You get down on the planet, get murked by new Kyuranger, and this other dude who can sit up here and make endowments at will, cuz, we just need a reason for you to be smart. Oh, yeah, the secret to this whole thing is the Wizard of Oz defense. If you get wet, they die or something. So then we use 3 Q-timers, make it rain, you murk Kyuranger in your Megazord for the umpteenth time, and now you're the king of the planet, and now all these bitches want to throw some ass at you. Oh, and by the way, if we we need to do another Q-timer hunt before this is over, so we can break down Dark Matter's barrier and go to his hood and murk this fool once and for all, and unsubjugate the universe. Oh, and that was an episode. It was an episode that was pretty straightforward. Lucky's daddy's dead. It was so inconsequential that your daddy dead that you became the king. It's not even worth mentioning in a recap of the episode. Again, like I said earlier, Lucky's daddy had to be dead in order for Lucky to become king the way that they were doing it. Because as light as this show keeps it, it gets pretty dark at times. I'm like, one of the first early things we see is well, now that we know that Kyuranger was the one who threw the Molotov cocktails in Lucky crib and burned his mom and daddy to death. You know what I'm saying? That just happened. So I don't really know, like, if the show wants to continue down this path, like I say. Again, I said it earlier, and I really think that at this point it's worth repeating and worth really, like, re-examining since I'm talking about it. Is, again, this show, while it's been a lot about Lucky, a whole lot, the rest of this cast have gotten their shining moments, have gotten their moments to be the very best them to come out of something, to come back, to come from in something out of something better than the way they came out. And there have been multiple episodes where revisited things that you thought were long gone, and the main thing we really got left for it, other than the end of Dark Matter them boys, is what's up with the Aibo squad, because they sitting up here for episodes not mentioning it. And I really appreciate that the show is going on purpose to not mention what it is that's going on with that boy Moo Moo Man, and how he technically a spy, and how Dark Matter and them boys know everything he doing, and who is Dr. Anton and all this stuff, because that's going to be your end game. Because we got this new Q-timer hunt, and then that's going to lead into your end game, and we going to get the question answered about who's Dr. Anton. I guarantee you, Uncle Jesse, he coming back. Like, if nothing else, all these people that they murked, it's going to be good to see Uncle Jesse again, Holmes, because he coming back. That's my boy, Uncle Jesse. I love when I was clowning when it was time to talk about that boy, Uncle Jesse. Shout out to Uncle Jesse, a.k.a. Scorpio. Just in case you jumping into one of these for the first time and missed it when I used to clown every week on this at XA. Just, But it's time to start. It's time to get back to clowning again. I don't know if y'all watched the Bill joint, but yo, I went in because that episode was dumb. So I think it might be time to get back to cranking it on Kyuranger. A great episode, regardless. Is that again? It had an end point. You knew where it was going, but it did it in a way. Like, like, for real, like, for a second, you really thought Lucky Daddy was finna sit up here and put the order in on his own son. But then it's like, that kind of fell apart as soon as Lucky cried that little tear, cry me a river, like Justin Timberlake, and sit up here and his hands start steaming, and it's like, okay, something wrong here. And then the rest of the episode just fell into place, and the plan of dark matter fell apart. I'm like, again, and just because this is on my mind, just because I need this on wax, I honestly legitimately thought this was going to be one of those, that boy, a little mini Don Armage was going to be on him. I thought that's where they was going to go with it. I'm like, as soon as they said Lucky father sold out, it was like, he gonna have one of them Don Armages on him, and then they gonna murk him, and then his daddy gonna tell him some secret that they need to know to defeat dark matter, and then Lucky will ascend the king or something after the king stepped down or something. But it didn't happen that way. So it was kind of good to be wrong in that instance, because it gives the show something that it gives the show, like, we willing to go there if necessary. Whatever it takes to make the best of our characters, yo, we'll sacrifice somebody else to do it. I'm like, how many characters were sacrificed when them boys went back in time, dog, and sat up and screwed up everything? Like, Orion became a non-sentient technical Megazord, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Eris went to the store and bought a bad dragon dildo. I'm like, yo, the Kyuranger jacked up everything. Like, I'm like, we can sit up here and name all the stuff that happened in the past because you jacked it up. Dr. Anton knew y'all fools was coming, and know you fools is coming now. So it is what it is. I'm like, before we get up out of here, I want to say this, though. Like, real talk, I want to say this. We got a little bit more of this episode to go. We got a little bit more of this show to go. And like I said, it's like, again, just to repeat, like, we still got this problem with the Aibo squad. We still need to, the show has introduced a little mini Q-Tama hunt so that they got something to do while they're just rolling around space, just chilling. So, while I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to watch these episodes, I want to see if this show can hold it together. Because the problem with a lot of tokus are, and I have to say this, a lot of times, everything you do be hot. Then your end game fall flat. I'm like, it's been a while. Well, no, it ain't been no while. G.O.D. Everything was pretty decent, but the end game fell flat. The end game fell flat, and it's like, and it was one of the reasons why I did. It's like, as much as I watched G.O.D. and I enjoyed what it was that I watched, that end game fell flat, and that was something I had to admit to myself and know that was the truth. That Kyuranger may be a show where we get into it and we this deep, and then the end game just fall flat on his ass. That is a legitimate possibility. That's a legitimate possibility. And now I'm not sitting up here saying, well, I'm prepared for the whole sky to fall down or something and everything just gonna go to shit. No. But I know that Sentais have a weird thing of not being able to finish what it starts. That your whole season be hot. You get to the end and you got a problem. And I really sit up here and honestly think in my head that Kyuranger, as hot as it's been, as dumb as they've gone, there's a part of me that's like, I don't know if they can finish or not. And I have to sit up here and an honest analysis and sit up here like, for the future of this show, it's a possibility we could get a flat end game. that they've done all this, building up dark matter as this threat, building up the Kyurangers as the thesis and antithesis to said threat, for it to all be, yo, Lucky, hit him with the joint, dog. We done. Because the show could easily do that. The show could have easily done that if that's what it wanted to do, and technically did when they went back in time like Marty McFly and Doc Brown. It is possible that we could just have a straight retread of the back in time joint of going in, Lucky turning into white mode, and just putting in work, and then yo, universe is saved now, you're all free. That is a possibility. I hope that the end game is a lot more meaty than that. I really think that, like, and I keep repeating it, like the Ibo Squad or whatever, that's really gonna be the big part of your end game, especially when you know Champ finna betray the squad. When you know that's finna happen. When you know that boy Uncle Stinker and that boy Wolf gonna have to sit up here and admit to the squad, well, we should have told you like 15 episodes that maybe you could have had that boy Balance look in this stuff and be like, yo, man, it's a bug in here. They listening. But I really think that it's like, I don't know, and I sit up here and I just bring that up. It's like, I don't know if that storyline is what you want to open and start your end game with. Because, again, it's like I'm sitting up here and I'm just going off the dome and I'm just thinking, like, you're just trying to feel what it is that I'm trying to say. And when I think about these characters, it's like a lot of stuff that is going to be solved is going to be solved until after this dark matter is defeated. Like, you got people with planets that's being slaves, and you got planets that sit up here that's semi-free, but not free for real. And you just got stuff going on that just cannot be solved until that boy, Don Omega, and them boys, dark matter, are eliminated. It's like, your only through, and now think about it for real, the only through lines you really got is the legitimate truth of what happened 300 something years ago. Originally, when they went back in time and Shishi had already put in that wizard. You got the Ibo Squad, you got what's really good with Birdman, and that's about it. Because every other problem that the Kyurangers run into as a group will be solved when Don Omega and Dark Matter are wiped off the face of the planet. So, unless I'm missing something, we got 3 big questions left. This episode answered one of those many sort of questions of who's the one that put the Merc order in on Lucky people. But again, you have these 3 things that the show needs to answer. And I guarantee we're going to be introduced to more questions before we get those 3 answers. But again, we watch this show. I love this show, and I enjoy watching it, and I enjoy getting on the mic and reviewing it every week. But because this episode was lacking in actual substance, this is the only thing I can really think about because of where we are and where things. Because usually, for real, in Kamen Rider and Sentai, around episodes between 39 and 42 is when stuff start getting mad ignorant. Or in the case of shorter shows, you get pushed back a little bit earlier. But anywhere between, I would say, the 37 and, say, 42 range of, like, I would say, a 50 episode Sentai or maybe a 40 some odd episode season of Kamen Rider, is where things start to really get ignorant. So, unless this is a show that's going to go 50 full, which it might, you might start getting the ignorant stuff, I would say episode 42, 43. I really think that if the show finna go 50, because I have no idea, because they haven't said anything about, what is that called, Patronger or whatever, Lupinger, whatever they calling that stuff. Like, no dates have been, so I'm just sitting up here spitballing and guessing math. But anywhere between the next episode, 38, and 42, 43 is when things are finna start getting ignorant and they gotta sit up and start the end game. Because this stuff still seems like middle season stuff. It's time for them to ramp up into it. And I really think that the Q Timer hunt is what's going to start it, and then you're going to get the 3 answers to those questions, and then the show is going to end after that. But we'll see. I was glad, and I am glad, that we have had this time together, you and I, all of us in the LAB with the one and the young triple the G.O.D. to discuss all this. Because again, like I said, episode lacking in substance. Didn't a lot happen, importantly, that where I can sit up here and clown the episode. Lucky's king of a planet now. Kukuruga's gone for the 3rd time, and that's it. That's all that happened. That is all that happened. So the rest of this was just like, yo, let's sit up here and discuss what's coming up next. And we've done that. So, I'm going to turn this into a video. How about that? I'm the one and the young triple the G.O.D, a.k.a. Professor L, live in the LAB, live on your favorite TV channel on the YouTubes, Team GRF TV. And I'd like to thank you guys for joining me for another installment of Triple the Guy Speak On. I do appreciate it. Work is in the cut. Work is out. Build up. It's some other stuff that'll be dropping sometime this weekend, because that's when I'm finna start dropping more stuff, because it's some trailers I done uploaded but I ain't watched yet and need to sit there and watch those and get those some analysis, and we'll get into that. But for now, recess, children. Lab coats in your cubby holes. Make sure you're nice and sterile. Don't touch nothing on that slide. You don't know what kids' hands done been. And please don't touch any of the experiments. We still experimenting how people take these L's, because that's what we do live in the LAB. Gonna get out of here. One more time. I'm the one and the only, the triple the G.O.D, a.k.a. Professor L, live in the LAB, live on Team GRF TV. And I'd like to thank all of you for joining me for another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks On. And with that being said, Super Say the Chain!